Okay, the first riff goes like this, first of the three main riff. Slower one more time. So what I'm doing is I palm mute on the open A string. So open A, first and second fret, down, up, down. I use my first finger only. So up on first fret, down on second fret. And two more times palm mute on the A string, second fret. And you play this B power chord, which is A2 and B4. I'm sorry, A2 and D4. And palm mute on the second fret on the open A string, on the A string three more times. So the first part again slowly. The second part of the first main riff is like this. So it's a little different. So it goes open A string, first and second fret of A. It's similar to what we did before. And you palm it on the second fret on the A string only one more time. And you play the B power chord. Palm it on the second fret one more time. B power chord, second fret on the A palm mute, and B power chord. So that's it. So the second part of the first main riff. So together. So that's the main riff. The second riff after that part goes. Now the hardest part of this riff is the slide from the third power chord, which is G power chord, to the B power chord. I use my index finger and my pinky only. Seems to be easy for me that way. Some people use the index finger and ring finger when I'm doing power chords, but I use my pinky. The reason why is that you'll build your pinky up stronger and also less stress on your hand because you don't have to stretch out as far because your hand is more comfortable with those two fingers. So I would recommend you to try to use your index finger and pinky and play power chord. That's what Judas Priest do. You know, KK Downing and Glenn Tipton, they use index finger and pinky for power chord. Again, it's easier for your finger if you use ring finger, but you're stressing out your hand because you have to stretch out a little further out and your wrist in a very uncomfortable position. If you pinky like that, then your hand's ready to do more stuff and it'll last longer when you play like really hardcore stuff. So what we first do is play the open E power chord, and you play the G power chord, which is the third fret, slide up to 7th fret, which is the B power chord. Open E string, and then play the G power chord again on the 3rd fret. Open E string again. I'll play E power chord. And do that twice on the G slide to B power chord. So every time you slide, you gotta open E string, okay? So down, the whole thing goes like this. And a little more thing there. When you play the G power chord, don't just play it. Get a little more, get slightly vibrato. So give a little more character to the chord. Not a whole lot, just slightly. Okay. Now at the end of the riff, it goes like this. You do that 4 times. On the 4th time, you play the B power chord, you slide down, and then you play this a harmonic on the 3rd fret. You put I put my middle finger over the wire between the 3rd and 4th fret. The wire right there, slightly touching that, and you rack the string down in the middle string. I say about middle D and G string. Sometimes I do more string than that, but those 2 are the most important. So okay. Now the 2nd time you do the same thing, you will only do the harmonic twice. Then you play the E power chord, and you go to the third riff. Okay, so the 2nd riff goes like this again. So that goes to the 3rd main riff. What I'm doing on the 3rd main riff is open E string, open E power chord, and then you palm it on the E string, and you play this A sharp power chord at the 6th fret position, and then palm it on the low E string again, and you play this 7th fret power chord, which is the B, and slide up to 6th C chord, which is the 8th fret. Half step up. So far with this. And then open E, palm mute again. And then 5th fret to 6th fret power chord, slide up. Palm mute on the low E. And then G power chord at the 3rd position 1 time. Palm mute again, low E. And then 3rd fret on the G power chord, slide up to the 5th fret of A power chord. Palm mute, and the 2nd fret, which is F sharp power chord, slide up to G power chord at the 3rd fret. So far with this. Now 2nd time you play that, you do the same thing. You stop right there after you play the G power chord, and you wreck on the 3rd fret again on the harmonic 3 times. Okay, and then you go back to the same thing again. So. And then after that, it goes back to that 1st riff again. So that's pretty much the whole song for Pantera, Mouth for War. Again, it's not a difficult song to learn, but it takes time to master that riff. But it sounds so cool and heavy. So hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.